Eureka, Eureka, Eureka. Troy Richardson here, Momentum Engineering and zipsafe.org. I'm probably reading it all backwards. We're Eureka, about 6-7 miles out of town, maybe not even that, maybe 3 miles. But we're up here on a hill, and this place where we're finding these rocks, and they are big. Yeah, look at, they're big. Look at my dog there. They must have used these for decorative rocks that they could sell, because they are nice. And they kind of abandoned it. But I'm going to take some small ones out. Yeah, we're just amateur rock hounds. We like looking at things, and realistically, we want AI to and tell us what all these different mineral specimens are. I mean, AI is going to someday be able to look at this and say, oh, shoot, there was gold in that rock right there, or whatever. Because AI is getting really good. And this is some nice banded crystal. And they're big. I mean, look at that. I mean, a bucket. I'd have talked to them. These things would sell. And good stuff. But yeah, we're up here. We're looking due south, and one of the things I like to do anytime I'm telling a story is I like to give you the date. So today is June 7th, 2024, and we just decided to come up on a Friday and just get out and look around, get out of the heat, although it's not too hot, but there's some neat stuff here. So while we're acquiring the satellites, we will keep looking. And it's getting windy. Yeah, it looks like the storm's coming in. I thought I'd give you an elevation. I like to do that just so you guys can come out if you see something, some rock that I don't see, in this. Just kind of grabbing a few minerals and checking things out. It's windy. The storm over the mountain right there is coming in. Late spring storms can really produce some wild winds. And thankfully we have mountains stop the tornadoes, but they do show up occasionally. Just keep looking at this pile. We're gonna go for a little walk and keep my hat on. And I know this walking stuff, I don't know what the camera's doing, and it's kind of crappy. So I try to stop and look at different things. But interesting rocks up here. My bucket's gonna blow away. And I'm gonna have to take the glove off to shut the. Oh, this is cool stuff. Don't know exactly what it is, but they must have wanted a little more. But these rocks down there are definitely banded. Just keep looking around. So one of the reasons why I do capture a lot of video like this is because AI is so good at figuring out if you have more polyps on a colonoscopy. Why wouldn't it get better at looking at gold, silver, and deposits in rocks? It knows what it's looking for. Maybe someday they'll be able to find better minerals with these videos that we're making. That one's kind of a neat crystal banding. Different, definitely different. Yeah, look how big these rocks are. The banding, the crystals, a lot of quartz, I think. But yeah, they're digging out of this hillside looking for something. Or at least they did at one time. Just walk around and look at the cool rocks and give AI a chance to find the stuff that they might have missed. This is kind of cool, and it's heavy. This kind of that dendritic jasper type looking stuff, but it's a heavy rock. I noticed another one down here. I don't know what they're mining for here, but this looks like iron type stuff. Definitely need to learn my minerals in this area. So we'll give AI another opportunity to capture different things in the rocks that maybe we're not seeing. And you too, because I know some people dig into some of these areas because they know how to find crystals. Big ones. Somebody decided to go down in that for some reason, and that goes down in there a little ways. I won't be going down there. I'll keep beam out of it too. That's my giant Weimaraner beam. Those are kind of cool lines going down through there. Hey, if you know what all this stuff is, I'll show you how to get here. I'm just looking. I enjoy being out, hiking around, seeing what God created for me to look at, and who knows, just maybe learn something. But we're in a different area, and that storm is coming in. Maybe I'll work my way back and go for a little more drive, because I think I've seen about enough of what I'm going to get here, but I'll show you as I pick stuff up. I always like things when they shine and they're heavy, and this is kind of giving some shine. There's some crystalline stuff at the bottom down here. Even kind of a little bit purple. Take it. But yeah, we're just looking at this. I'm going to work my way up through here, picking up smalls, you know, just for like a rock pathway. Then I'll put probably some of that rubber stuff in between the rocks, and then got some nice looking rocks. But yeah. See what else we find here. Another little small. That's kind of cool. You know, it's some banding to it. Boy, that wind has picked up, and this little pile of rocks has gotten heavy. Keep my hat on. That's a cool one right there. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go back to the truck and try to get into the trees, let them block the wind a little bit. I feel like I got about a 30-mile-an-hour headwind at times, with gusts around 40, 50. Now we found us a new location out here. The wind is really kind of getting out there. Look at that storm out there moving through. You see that just dumping through there. We're just getting wind. I'm down in the valley now, but boy, the wind was just horrid a bit ago. Let's go see what we can find. This is more stuff that we can. That over there really kind of caught my eye, and I wonder what AI was going to think of that. It's kind of a band of kind of gray rocks, rhyolite looking stuff, just moving up through there. But where we're going, and I'll swing back around, is we're going to go up here, maybe hit one of these ravines, keep an eye out for snakes. But yeah, see how high we can get and just do a little exploring. Talk to God, look at beautiful flowers. Yeah, that's what it's all about, you know. For me, it's a connection with God. And, you know, now that I'm showing all this stuff, AI someday will be able to find all the minerals based on these videos I'm making. At least that's what I think. Oh, and you know me, I love flowers. I love these. These are a little different than I've seen. Beautiful little things. They're closing up though because the sun's gone, and you know, I'm open to the sun. I mean, the sun's a little hot right now, but the sun I'm talking about is the Son of God. I found God about 34 years ago when I got sober, and haven't left his side since. Well, maybe I have left, but he's always there when I come back. Let's keep looking for some rocks. And I forgot my gloves. And it's definitely not worth it to go on a little hike for an hour without a set of gloves. So I'm just going to go back to my truck. My 12-second truck that I ran in Vegas last year. I love racing. But you do racing, you race on the track. Otherwise you get a lot of stinking tickets. And it's not safe. Boy, I like being out here. Yeah, and it's been one of those days. Yeah. Took my patent attorney and a friend of his ziplining over at Class Ropes today, and I was testing out my new version of the 2021 or RSTV 2025, and I thought I could make a few adjustments and add a little thicker brake, and oh my gosh, it made a big difference. And we were stopping way too soon. Oh, it's kind of I was pulling myself in, my shoulder killing me, but you know, I'll be back out there next week, hopefully, and running similar trolley to the one with the brake that we used last time that was stopping only 10 feet short, and see what we can do. I mean, we make mistakes all the time. You know, it's just learning from the mistakes. There's a little bunny. Yeah, the cactuses are starting to come out. I think most likely they were probably a little bit brighter in the sun, but little barrel cactus. I know my dog doesn't like them, and I don't like falling into them, but you know, every so often I just pick up something that looks cool, and just white stuff always intrigues me. Not heavy, but I always like to look at it. Got my trusty dog Beam, giant Weimaraner, he loves it out here. I always like to hit these outcroppings of rocks wherever they came from. I don't know if it was a dig or what it was, but occasionally there's some cool stuff in here. This looks like it's a little bit transparent, and it's heavy, so, but it's not very shiny. Yeah, we'll leave it. Here's some of that stuff that I like. It's got some really cool crystals in it. Look at that white one right there. Doesn't look very hard, but yeah, look at that. That's kind of cool. We'll keep it. Yep, here we are again. We're Troy Richardson, a zipline expert, momentum engineering. Zip safe probably reversed on us, but yeah, we're just out here hiking. It's on a 7th of June, 2024. Got a storm in my background, looking back into the north. This little outcropping, probably a little northeast of Eureka, Eureka, Utah. The really nice thing about being out here this time of year, we're a little bit higher on elevation, about 6,200 feet, so about 1,000 feet higher than my house in Santaquin. And it's a little cooler, and it's overcast. Really nice. You know, they say, and I found it to be true, that to get in these washes, and you're going to find things. We all know that if we roll heavy things down hills, they go further. And it's so common that I don't know why the zipline industry doesn't get it. You know, more energy, more mass. But I like shooting these videos because I know someday AI is going to be able to take this video and maybe show me where a piece of gold is. You know, but who knows? You know, it might see something that's just the human can't. And it's already doing it with colonoscopies, and I talked about that. 5 times better at picking out polyps on a scanned image of your colon. Wow. Embrace AI. AI is the computers of the 90s, and if you just decided you weren't going to get into computers, those who didn't really fell behind. And I think it's the same way with AI. So far, this rock just kind of looks crappy. You know, it's just that stuff that you see a lot of. There's nothing really standing out. Occasionally a red stone, but with the sun going down, you know, we're not getting too many looks at crystals. I think it might be a piece of red jasper or agate, or I can find a big piece of that. That'd be good. We're on the right trail. You know, what I'm hoping to find someday is a meteorite. You know, I think I found some prehistoric egg, and you can see that on some of my other videos, and I think I found morganite, which is cool. That's a good piece. It's some agate. So we're in the right place. A few carats there. Not very transparent, but definitely blue agate. I always look for weird things, and this is a weird looking flower of some type. You know? I haven't seen one of those. Almost looks like it poisoned or something peed on it. Who knows? Different. Yeah, I think the temperatures are a little too cold for the snakes right now. So I do have my shorts on, and not that I'm getting any sun. You know, I try to stay out of the sun, especially big hat. And now it's just like a wind. Like it's catching in the wind. I got to keep it cinched up. Now this one did catch my eye, and it's a good piece. Look at that. Oh, look at that banding. Yeah. Yep. We found a good location here. Go back and look and see where we're at. Sorry guys, I'm leading you astray. Crap, there's some good rocks here, you know. I mean, there's another good one. Heavy too, really heavy. I don't know if I want to take that one. I guess I better find a place to put it. I'll put it for somebody in case they want to haul it off. It's a little heavy. I don't really care for the color. I'm looking for more of the lighter colored stuff, but we'll put it up here and somebody can find it. We'll see if we can find some more shiny stuff. Like I'm telling you, I think I'm leading you astray because this stuff is producing some good banded agate. AI tends to pick up things that I miss. So maybe someday come back and AI will point to something that I missed. Let's keep looking. Yeah, there's another nice little piece. Look at that color. You know, it's got that dendritic jasper in it. And good coloring. You know, I think one of the reasons why I find things is because not too many people are willing to hike this far just to look at rocks. But what I found, if I find certain rocks in an area, I might have a critter down there, so I don't want to get too close, but certain rocks mean certain things. There's another one of these. And I'm finding quite a bit of this. So it has to be kind of unique, characteristic. I think this stuff would probably fall apart when I cut it, so. This piece here looks cool, but not shiny enough. I'll find another piece of that really cool banded agate. That big chunk I found. One thing nice about hiking these mountains, they are not as steep as... That's kind of cool. But they're not as steep as Santa Quinn. I think I'll just put that on something, let somebody else find it, take it home. Apparently, the pine nut hunting business is not good for these people to hike this far to get pine nuts. Because look at all these pine nuts. You know, that's... Yeah, pine nuts are going for what, 25 bucks a pound? Yeah, and they're just leaving them on trees. Have to come out pine nut hunting and get some rock hounding in too. Although I have found a couple of really cool pieces, they are few and far between, but let me tell you, these pine nuts are getting big. I'm coming here looking for pine nuts. They're good. Heat them up in the oven with a little bit of salt. Good source of protein. We're gonna probably work our way over that hillside and then back down the truck. Oh, I might as well show you my location up here where I'm working my way back down to the truck down there. See it way down there by the road. But let's see if we can find some more blue agate. Boy, this sure looks like rhyolite, and rhyolite generally comes with topaz crystals. At least in certain areas where I've hunted topaz, down in the Cedar City, kind of north of Cedar City area. I see a lot of these rocks. Yeah, there's a couple of, and I just looking for things that are just out of the ordinary. There's kind of a cool piece there. This one down here, I thought looked interesting. This one down here caught my eye. Probably fall apart if I cut it. But yeah, or at least we're seeing different stuff that oftentimes accompanies the good stuff. Now we're down into this wash and look for those things that roll a little more often. These little things down here caught my eye too. Not quite the coloring I like, but I think we're in the right area. Looking, and we're finding the hard stuff. And that's when things are hard, they're heavy, and when they're heavy and hard and somewhat transparent, they're worth money. Especially if a drill bit won't scratch them. Drill bit is usually right around a Mohs scale of 8. So if your drill bit won't scratch you, you're in the 9 conundrum. Not a conundrum. Corundum. It's a sapphire. And if it's red, it's ruby. All other colors are sapphire. And morganite is kind of in that color there, but it's pink, and so it's morganite. See what else we can find. It's looking spotty again, but the pine nuts are prevalent. One thing I've noticed in these areas, especially some of the other guys that are finding good stuff out here in Eureka, is they'll dive into some yellowish looking rock and find some amazing pyrite crystals. They won't share the location, but I'm going to find it. Because I'm going to be out here enough to know what to look for. And even though it's 7 years old, some things like telephone pole and power lines, and they stay the same.